right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash. All right, double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, shalom to the Akim. You know, it's the brothers of GMS Atlanta. You know, we got a quick lesson, and it's gonna be entitled "Fight Until You Win or Die." All right, man, that's the time that we living in, man. You gotta have this faith stored up in your spirit until death, man.
That's right.
You know, you got certain brothers that go through certain things, and at the end of the day, this is a battle of spirit. You know, you're gonna fight certain things. You're gonna struggle. All right, you're gonna have certain infirmities that you're fighting, spirit through sicknesses. You're gonna have a mental fight. All right, which is called known as what? The fight within. All right, that spiritual fight that you gotta push yourself to do more videos and things of that nature, and then it's gonna get more and more physical, man. To the point where we're gonna actually have to take this kingdom down through brute force. All right, which is gonna be a power struggle. It's gonna be a struggle with those two opposing energies, and it starts right now. That's why Satan is trying to break brothers down and discourage brothers and basically come at us with all his different tricks and the wiles, as the scriptures call it. But we can't give up, and we can't tap out in this at the end of the day. You can't throw in the white towel, man. All right, you got to fight this thing until the end. Think about our forefathers, Paul, Yahweh Shai first and foremost. All right, the righteous men in the scriptures, they all fought into death. They didn't receive the promise of the kingdom at that time. All right, a lot of them were martyrs. All right, Peter was a martyr, Paul was a martyr, all the disciples, James, John, Yahweh Shai first and foremost, of course, the Maccabees, and a lot more of the men of the Lord. They died to fight and to keep this faith and this holiness, man. So we gotta emulate that same sentiment as our forefathers. All right.
This is 1 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 18. This charge I commit unto thee, son Timothy, according to the prophecies which went before on thee.
So Paul said this charge, and that word charge, when you look it up in the Greek, is paragalia, which means an announcement, a proclamation, or giving a message to a command. So Paul speaking basically from a military commander's perspective, and he's speaking to Timothy. All right, keep going.
It says that thou by them mightest war a good warfare.
See, so he's speaking to him in a military mindset. He said, I command you, all right, that thou mightest war a good warfare. What's the warfare that Timothy was on? All right, the war of the spirit. All right, when the Romans and those demons was trying to take him out, so to speak. All right, and it speaks about certain disciples, like I said earlier, that had infirmities. All right, if Tychicus, if I'm not mistaken, was one of them. You know, for brothers that know, you know, it's in one of the letters. But that's the fight that we all have to. Like the scriptures speak about the condition of the battle. That's the battle that we have to condition and keep in our minds, man. You know, and it's gonna get worse and worse. As the battle progresses, it doesn't get easier and easier. Of course, you get stronger and stronger, but the battle gets more and more harder. Because as you get stronger, guess what? There's gonna be a stronger opposition. There's gonna be a stronger adversary. All right, the scriptures speak about how we're gonna go into the gates of the nobles, man. All right, so we actually going up and climbing up that mountain to take down our enemy. All right, which represents what? Governments. All right, whenever governments are taken down, it's an actual another government that's exalting itself to break down the other basically foe. All right, some more on that.
It says verse 19. It says holding faith and a good conscience.
Holding faith. To hold something is to embrace it tightly. So with this faith and your belief in Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai in the scriptures, you got to hold these things near and dear. Never let go. That no man take thy crown. All right? We're each and every one of us brothers that's fighting for the position of the 144,000. It's always that oppositional energy that's trying to break you down, but you got to continue in this, man. All right? And we seen guys that went shipwrecked, man. Yeah. Paul spoke about certain individuals that went shipwrecked, having loved this present world. What you want to say?
Nah, I was gonna say it's gonna say that.
Oh, okay.
It says, which some having put away concerning faith have made shipwreck.
Yeah, have made shipwreck. Well, I'm gonna go into that word right there. Shipwreck, to suffer shipwreck, a ship or vessel. And the Greek word is nogeo, which is a compound word. Stranded. Oh, so they were basically stranded in the faith. They couldn't continue. All right, meaning they didn't know the direction to take. All right, they basically got stuck and stagnant, and they plateaued in the faith. And this truth you have to constantly build. You have to constantly increase. All right, being directed by the light. You can't be one of those foolish virgins. What it speaks about how fire was wise and fire was foolish, and the ones that was foolish didn't take the oil in their lamps. So when they walked through their voyage, they got so far until that oil went out. And then what happened? They got shipwrecked. They didn't have the direction to get to the point. But that's why we have to constantly eat of this oil, which is these scriptures. Because this word in this light, it directs our paths. All right? And where are we trying to ultimately go to? To safety. Because we're in peril, man. We're in our enemy's territory and we're in danger. All right? We're surrounded in the basically enemies in the enemy battlefield, so to speak. We're captive, taken prisoner. And what it say? The captive prisoner exile haste if they may be loose from the prison. All right?
If you want to time in, of course, I got a quick scripture for you.
Okay.
This is 1 Timothy 4:13. It says, till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine.
Right, it says, till I come, Yahweh Shai speaking, basically through the spirit of, and what book is this? To Timothy, all right, through the mouth of Paul. But he said, till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. So Paul is actually talking to Timothy, all right? But in the spirit is represent Yahweh Shai talking to us.
That's right.
Constantly staying on watch, staying on guard, reading these scriptures, refueling ourselves with the oil, all right? Getting the higher understanding on how to be a man of the Lord and to walk to be more and more godly, all right? As Moses, as our forefathers. The scripture spoke about when the Most High gave Moses that holy anointing. If I'm not mistaken, Exodus the 7th chapter, he said, I'm gonna make you like a god amongst Pharaoh. So that's how the Most High is making us. He's making us like gods amongst men. All right? And it's gonna come to a point where it's gonna be spiritual power because we pushing and we repelling all that demonic energy, and we're constantly cleansing ourselves and putting this pure and righteous holy word, this holy oil into our vessels. All right?
Verse 14, it says, neglect not the gift that is in thee.
So neglect not the gift that is in you. And it's gonna be a battle where those demons are gonna try to take this gift away from us. Mm-hmm. But that's like we read earlier. You gotta hold it fast. Don't neglect the gift that's in you. The sloth demon that jumps on you. All right, that tired demon. All these different spirits that's gonna try to throw you off and make you go shipwreck. All right, you have to push away from those spirits and draw nearer and nearer unto the word of the Most High.
That's right.
Keep going.
It says, which was given thee by prophecy.
Right, it was giving thee. It was given thee. But it can also be taken away. The scriptures say what? Many are called, but few are chosen. So we all are called to do this work, but it's certain men that fall out, that turn back. All right? And we got to be in the mindset, as Paul spoke about in Hebrews, we are not of them that turn back, but we believe in the saving of the souls. All right, we're going to keep on this plow. We're going to keep digging, keep tilling this earth until we hit the treasure chest, man. All right, no matter who stops, because you got certain men that doubt through them demons messing with their head. We ain't going to get nowhere. We just digging. All we doing is digging and digging. It ain't nothing in the earth. All right? And then right when the dude leave, hey, you keep digging through your faith, what? You hit that, like, oh, shit. Move that rubbish. That treasure chest right there, man. Yeah. So that's the faith that you got to have, man. That through this word and the constant pushing and progression, we're going to get unto the end, man. Salvation, glory. All right, exaltation through each and every one of us. All right, and be ministers and righteous kings and priests unto the whole world, man. Keep going.
It says, which the laying on of the hands of the presbytery.
Which the laying on the hands of the presbytery represents the elders. All right. Paul was known as one of the aides. He laid the hands upon certain men to do the work and to continue in it. And like, going back to the initial point, fighting unto death, those men died in the scriptures. Yeah. They didn't receive the promise of the kingdom of heaven. All right, so they have to come back and do what? They have to fight in their lot again. This is a constant battle for everlasting life. Even if you have to, if you're a man of the Lord, you sacrifice multiple lives to receive this everlasting life through reincarnation, man. If you was a prophet doing this work, you died in your past life, the life before that, and in this life, you may have to suffer death again. But hey, this is the time of the saving of the souls, which you believe in. But if you have to die, guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to be restored to your righteous life, man. You're going to have your name actually etched in the kingdom of heaven. The 144,000, that's going to be the Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, excuse me. That's going to be that golden plaque with the souls of the righteous, the ones that stood up for righteousness in the world of immense amount of wickedness and deception. All right, and lust and filth. Those are the ones that cleanse themselves, and as the scriptures say in Revelations, the 14th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, those are the virgins. All right? And I got probably go to the last person that.
It says, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them.
Yep, it says, meditate upon these things, meaning to ponder deeply. All right, you got to ponder, go into these scriptures, learn how the aspects and the mentality of these righteous men, and you got to intake, feed yourself with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and meditate. Count the cost, whether you have enough material to finish it. All right, because you got a lot of men that, as their fuel get lower and lower, they start to doubt, man. You can't be in that spirit, man. You got to fight. You got to have faith that you're going to make it unto the end. And you got to push the men around you in that same spirit. Keep going.
It says, take heed. It says, that thy profiting may appear to all.
Yep.
Take heed unto thyself.
Take heed unto thyself. Keep going.
It says, and unto the doctrine, continue in them.
Continue in them. All right, don't go backwards. This thing is about progressing, not retrogressing. All right? Not going back or regressing. You got to progress. Pro meaning forward, to progress forward. Continue, not discontinue, because we got discontinued from our heritage. But now is the time where the Most High brought us back through his blood. And through that, the anointing of, basically the sprinkling of the blood of Yahweh Shai, we got to do right by him as debtors unto Yahweh Shai's cross, man. He died for us, so we got to sacrifice our lives for this battle so that he can regain his throne, man. That's right. All right,
it says, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt save both thyself.
So when you continue, it says you're going to both save yourself
and them that hear thee.
And them that hear thee. Through what? Preaching, ministering, teaching. As you teach, as that voice of one crying in the wilderness, you're going to do what? Make what the scriptures say, make the path straight. All right? So that's the job of us. And last scripture, Psalms 119 and 9. And then we'll just, because that's the time that we living in, man. It's going to get more and more dense. It's going to get harder and harder and more turbulent and basically just more difficult. We're going to face more straits in the faith. But we have to continue unto the end. All right?
Psalms chapter 119, verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way?
Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? We represent the young men in the scriptures, coming into this truth as newborn babes. All right, keep going. And it says, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? How do you clean yourself? How do you keep yourself pure and basically clean in a world full of wickedness and filth, sin? All right, transgressions, iniquity. We literally living in Sodom and Gomorrah, man, in reincarnation. Amongst Rome, Greece, Babylon, Assyria, all these compiled demons, this is just an amalgamation of the evilest and the wickedest kingdoms, all compacted in one country, man. So it says, how shall a young man cleanse his way in the valley of the shadow of death, basically? Keep going.
It says, by taking heed.
By taking heed, keep going.
Thereto according to thy word.
So taking heed unto the word, this is how you pure yourself and you restore yourself. All right? This is that myrrh. All right, this is that holy water, that alkaline, high pH water that's gonna cleanse and purge you through all that wickedness, man. All right, and there's no other way. You can't go into any other religion and think that you're gonna cleanse yourself. All you're gonna do is pile yourself with more demons. All right, and like I said earlier, the time is gonna come where this thing is gonna evolve to the point where these crackers are gonna really crack down. But you have to fight until the end. All right, don't put the plow down. All right, never give up your faith. Fight unto the end, even if it costs you your life. All right, you have anything or you good? All right, so we want to end it by giving all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakak, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, Maki.
Shalom.